Hey everybody, how's it going? Andrew here from IronmanHacks, and I've got Dr. Alex Harrison joining me to answer some nutrition questions that I think a lot of age groupers would want to know. Alex, what's your 30-second background? Who are you? And what's your deal, man? Why are you here?
I've sort of been all over the place in terms of sport, but I have a PhD in sport physiology. I did bobsled for a while, then moved over to cycling, triathlon, running, was a track athlete in college. First doctoral dissertation was on carbohydrate metabolism and how it affected performance in Division I athletes, Division I track and field athletes, and then I ditched that dissertation to study bobsledders. I should probably also mention that I am developing an app with Michelle that basically customizes fueling for endurance athletes. I've written a book on the topic and that sort of thing, but the app and our YouTube channel is sort of our all-in move.
And who is Michelle?
Michelle is my wife. She's a pro triathlete, pro cyclist, and you can learn more about her on our YouTube channel.
I guess to start off, the first question I want to ask is maybe one of the most basic questions. If you were giving nutrition advice to a brand new 70.3 triathlete, he's never done one before, what three things would you tell him?
Oh gosh, I'd have to ask questions. Am I allowed to ask questions to this triathlete?
Of course. I'll pretend it's me.
Okay, cool. So the first question I would ask is, what has your fueling looked like in the past? And the things that I'd be looking for is, how much water are you accustomed to drinking? How much sodium are you accustomed to drinking? And how much carbohydrate per hour do you typically take in? And if your answers are, like, I have 6 to 12 ounces of water every hour. Maybe you don't know, maybe it's a pint of water, 16 ounces of water every hour, and 30 grams of carbs. These are typical answers that I get if I review what somebody takes and they say I take in a sip of Gatorade Endurance, a gel at an hour 30. That would tell me that, okay, this is essentially a beginner that needs to learn sort of the basics about how much carbohydrate they can take, how much sodium they need, and how much water they need, all on an hourly basis.
I suspect the answer might be a little bit more basic. It might be more like, I don't know. Hey, I've been running, I've been training for a few months, I've been cycling a little bit. What do you mean by how many carbs? I don't even know. My friend tells me to take some gels and drink, oh, hey, have a Coke. I'm not sure, man. What am I supposed to do? My race is coming up next week. What should I do?
Totally. That's a really common scenario among my clients, my new to me clients. And what I typically do is say, okay, for the longest activity you've ever done, or the activity that you fueled the most, you consumed the most stuff, tell me just a guess of what you took in. And usually it's I had a gel, a cookie, a Coke, and I sort of add up, do some light mental math and figure out what their hourly rates were. But at this point, I can tell that it's going to be way less than even 40 grams of carbs per hour. They're way lower than GI limits. And so I'm going to work them up rather quickly in training during their long sessions to at least 60 grams of carbs per hour, but probably closer to 90 or 100 grams per hour on the bike almost immediately.
So I guess your assumption is, dear brand new half-Ironman triathlete, you're probably not taking as much carbs as you could, and that could improve your performance. That may be the gist of it.
That's Excellent. The gist of the carbohydrate story. And if they report I had stomach cramps, or maybe I had terrible performance, I totally bonked, or every time I ride more than 40 miles, I absolutely suffer, then I typically start diving into, how much fluid are you consuming? And I find out that it's 12 ounces or a third of a liter per hour. And it's okay, well, we need to double or triple that and you'll feel way better.
Excellent. Great advice. Great advice for a beginner. If you guys want more content and if you guys think that what Alex has told you is valuable, subscribe to his channel and subscribe to mine. And we'll see you on the next one.